Lily had always been brave until the sun went down. During the day, she climbed trees higher than anyone in her class and laughed at thunderstorms. But at night, her cozy bedroom turned into a maze of creeping shadows. The worst part? She couldn't even sneak down the hall to the bathroom without her heart thumping like a trapped rabbit. Shadows aren't real, she'd whisper to herself, but the flickering shapes on her walls seemed to disagree. One chilly evening, as Lily stared at her ceiling, something hummed outside her window. Not the buzz of a mosquito or the wind, a soft, musical hum, like a lullaby played on crystal bells. She tiptoed to the sill and gasped. Floating beside the oak tree was a carriage made of puffy, cotton candy clouds, glowing with starlight. It was hitched to two creatures with shimmering antlers, stags spun from mist and moonlight. Before Lily could blink, the carriage door swung open, and a woman stepped out. She wore a cloak that shifted colors like the northern lights and a hat shaped like a weather vane. "All aboard, Lily," the woman said, her voice warm as sunlight. "I'm Captain Nimbus, and this is the Cloud Carriage. We've got a mission that needs you." "Mission?" Lily squeaked, half hiding behind her curtain. "Ever met a shadow that giggles?" Captain Nimbus winked. "There's a forest full of them, but they've lost their glow. They need a brave soul to help, and I think you're the one." Lily's toes curled. A forest? At night? But the cloud carriage hummed again, gentle and inviting. Swallowing her fear, she scrambled into the clouds. The seat hugged her like a marshmallow, and with a whoosh, they soared into the sky. The carriage landed in a twilight world where trees stretched taller than skyscrapers, their leaves glittering indigo. But instead of scary, the shadows here danced. They wiggled like inkblot tadpoles in a pond, swirling around Lily's ankles. One shaped like a squirrel did a backflip. Another, resembling a bunny, hopped onto her palm and dissolved into giggles. "This is the Shadow Forest," said Captain Nimbus. "Its magic fades when shadows forget how to play. To restore it, you'll need the light lily, a flower that blooms only when someone faces the dark." She handed Lily a lantern filled with fireflies. "Trust your light. And your courage." Lily's knees wobbled as she stepped into the woods. The shadows thickened, and the giggles faded. Strange noises echoed, a rustle here, a whisper there. What if it's a monster, she thought, gripping the lantern. But then she remembered the shadow bunny. Shadows aren't mean, they're just lonely. Hello," she called. A shaggy shadow slithered from behind a tree, morphing into a wolf-like shape. Lily froze, but then she noticed its tail wagging. Slowly, she held out the lantern. The shadow wolf nuzzled her hand, its fur cool as evening dew. Other shadows peeked out, owl-eyed blobs, a twisty serpent, a spiky hedgehog. They circled her, curious. "You're not scary at all," Lily giggled. "You're silly." The shadows bounced, twirling her into a game of tag. They led her deeper into the forest, where a pool of liquid starlight shimmered. At its center stood the light lily, petals glowing like bottled moonlight. But thorny vines guarded it, snapping like whips. Lily hesitated. Then the shadow wolf nudged her forward. "Be brave," she thought. Holding the lantern high, she sang the first thing that popped into her head, her grandma's lullaby. The thorns recoiled, and the vines curled into sleeping spirals. She plucked the flower, and the entire forest erupted in light. Shadows cartwheeled, trees hummed, and Captain Nimbus cheered from above. Back home, Lily clutched the light lily, now tiny and tucked in her pocket. That night, when she crept to the bathroom, shadows stretched across the hall. But instead of fear, she smiled. "Hey, there," she whispered. A shadow cat pranced beside her, and she laughed. For the first time, the dark felt friendly. Days later, Lily spotted the cloud carriage outside her school. It hovered near a boy who'd been struggling to make friends. Captain Nimbus waved, and Lily waved back, knowing another adventure was about to begin. And so the cloud carriage keeps flying, ready to whisk brave hearts to worlds where fears turn into magic, and lessons hide in the stars. The end, for now.